Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be talking about the kids' allowance systems. In the last video that I did regarding the kids, the summertime routine, I asked about if you guys would like to see an allowance video, and a lot of you said yes. Now, I will preface this by saying we have not been using these a long time. Like, the kids haven't even used the cards yet. But I thought that I would share what we're working with right now to give you guys an idea, because we did try a few other things first. So to kind of give you guys an idea of where we're at and what we're using and what has worked for us so far, by all means, try out your own system, see if there's something that you like better. This is not a one-size-fits-all solution. Like I said, we went through a lot of different solutions or systems before we found one that we kind of liked. I really like the idea of the kids having debit cards, which is what these are, because I feel like in our world today, everything is technologically advanced and everybody uses plastic. Not a lot of people carry cash. I'm not saying to not teach them about cash at all, because we do that as well. But I like the idea of them having a plastic card that they can use themselves and online banking to kind of track everything. So I'm going to be showing you a lot of apps on my phone. I'm hoping that the lighting and everything works out, because I've never tried to do this before. So bear with me if it's not the greatest. Like I said, I hope to get it up to par, and so you can't really tell if there's an issue. So to start out with, if you have never heard of Greenlight, it is an online app that I found through Instagram where you can order debit cards for your kids. They're basically geared towards like minors. It's not an actual banking system. You do have to fund the money yourself through your own bank, and I'll get into more of that when I explain the app. I went through a lot of different reviews for Greenlight and GoHenry. You've probably seen GoHenry pop up on like Facebook or Instagram ads or something like that. They have cuter cards, I will say that, but from the reviews that I read, it looks like GoHenry started as a UK-based company, and the American version has a lot of bugs and a lot of issues. A lot of people said they had issues using the cards at certain stores, getting the money onto the cards, getting the money off of the cards. The system was always down. Customer service was really hard to get a hold of. So not to say that there isn't negative reviews for Greenlight, because there is, but I felt more comfortable with those two options going with Greenlight. We did look into regular online banking for our kids. Unfortunately, our bank, Navy Federal Credit Union, does not offer cards for children who aren't teenagers. They have to be at least a teenager. So when I tried to sign my kids up, my oldest didn't meet the age requirements, so I knew that my two youngest wouldn't. So through Navy Federal, it was not an option. A lot of people have also talked about like Bank of America, but we don't have that bank, and I didn't want to open a completely new bank account series, because we already have like 8 or 10 through Navy Federal and our own USAA accounts, which USAA I looked into as well, I believe, and theirs was also more geared towards teenagers. So I needed something that the younger kids could use, and even my son could use without them being teenagers yet. So Greenlight seemed to be the best option for us. The cards came pretty quickly. I want to say it was like a week and a half, but again, we're in Hawaii. The sign up was super easy. You download the app and it'll walk you through everything, and then you kind of link your bank account information to fund the parent wallet. So looking at the debit cards, like I said, they do have options to do like personalized cards, but I didn't particularly want like the kids' faces on the cards, because if they lost it or it got left somewhere, I just didn't like the option of their face being on the card. The one thing that I will say is I wish that you got different color options, because all 3 of my kids' cards are green. So these are Maddie and Will's cards. Braden carries his own because he does have a wallet, and we're trying to teach him responsibility with carrying like his ID, because he gets a military ID at the age of 10, and then carrying his own debit card. He doesn't carry his wallet everywhere. He'll only take it with him if he knows we're going to like the store or we're stopping by Target, because then he can buy his own thing. And in all honesty, a lot of times he'll forget his wallet and we'll end up paying for the purchase, and then he reimburses us. So these are Maddie and Will's cards. Like I said, I just wish they gave you the option to get different color choices. Because it's confusing to have this many green cards. Like, I get that Greenlight is the card, but I didn't see an option to get different colors. It was only personalizing the cards with a picture, or the green card. So it's a regular debit card. It does have the chip, really sturdy. I'm not going to show you the back because that has the card numbers and everything on it. The only other thing is the security code is like punched through the top. You can kind of see the reflection of it there. It's like you can feel it on the top, which isn't a huge deal because obviously if somebody got the card, they got the card. But I didn't like that you could kind of read it through the front. Maybe if it had a bigger pattern, it wouldn't be such an issue. But it just seemed to be like super stamped through there. So I'll give you like a little sneak peek. It just looks like a regular debit card on the back, which I haven't figured out if I need to have the kids sign it or if I can just sign it for them. Although, I mean, in all honesty, my debit cards aren't even signed, so there's that. So the cards are great quality. They look like they'll hold up really well. It's just a regular plastic card, nothing fancy. It can be used at all retailers from what I've read. It can also be used at ATMs, but the thing that I really loved about Greenlight and why I was most drawn to this one is that you can control where they spend their money. So you can set specific retailers in the app that only certain amounts or that the card can only be used at. And I'll show you a little bit more when we get into the app. I haven't done it yet, but it's a great idea, especially for my kids because they love Target and they love to waste their money on toys like most kids do. So I can set a spending limit at Target. So like if they have $20 to spend, I can set it so that only 10 can be spent at Target, which I love. And I think it is absolutely amazing because I want my kids to learn financial responsibility, but I also know that they're children. So that's the cards. And getting into the app, don't mind my desk has something on it. I think that's makeup actually. So getting into the app, we'll take a look here. Sorry, got it to Face ID. So this is what the app looks like. I changed out the kids' pictures because I didn't want to show their picture on here, but I just put a generic background. You can customize this and make it a picture of the kid, which is a really cute idea. So you have the parents' wallet. And the parent's wallet is where you put all of your money into. So you have to fund the parent wallet separately. It gives you predetermined amounts, but you can also enter a custom amount. You can manage your funding accounts. You can set it to auto fund. So like add money when the balance gets low, add money on the first of the month, no auto funding. For us, we do it per payday, so I didn't want to set it for the first of the month. However, I think I am going to set it on the first to just fund for the whole month because it's just easier and then I don't have to remember to go back in and do it. So like I said, the way that it works is you have to fund the parent's wallet first and then it will go to the kids. So it's actual money that's being transferred. I have not incurred any problems with this yet, but like I said, we've only done it one time so far. We haven't been doing it a super long time, so there might be issues with funding later on. I did read in a couple of the reviews, someone mentioning that something happened going from the parent's wallet to the kids or from the parent's wallet back to their bank account or something like that, and the money got stuck, but it looks like the customer service was ready to take care of it, so I don't know. Like I said, we haven't been using it a super long time yet. So then getting into the kids' accounts, you can click on the kids' accounts and you can see kind of a breakdown here. They get $20 every 2 weeks, and then I have it split up into 3 categories, which is automatic through the app, and I absolutely love this idea. We were doing this when we were giving them physical cash too, but it's really nice to have it tracking it for you. So if you click on the kid, you can see kind of a breakdown of where everything is. So it talks about the card, which you activate the card through the app, and then it tells you how much money they have to spend. Right now they don't have any because they did spend their allowance already from last payday. So this is what I was talking about, the kind of specific stores and categories. So you can break it up so that they can spend a certain amount certain places. So spend anywhere. If you click on that, you can transfer the money to that, and you can fund it directly from the parent's account too, dictate whether the change stays there. And you can see here, I returned $12 to the parent's wallet because they didn't have their cards yet, but they spent their $12 and I just paid for it. So then I just put it back into the parent's wallet. And then it gives you the option to move money in, move money out. So that's a spend anywhere. Any ATM, that's another thing that I love about this card is they can pull out money at the ATM if they're going somewhere and they need cash, or they're with a friend and they figure out that they need cash for something. I see this taking place more in an older time period with the kids, like if they're going somewhere and they need cash, using it at the ATM. I don't foresee that happening now, but I like that it's there and it breaks it down for you. It also gives you the options to pull overages from the spend anywhere account, because you know, ATM fees and stuff, if it's not accounted for, it won't like mess up their account at all. Any gas station and any restaurant, and then you can add a Greenlight specific store or category. So like I said, I have not tried this yet, but we're just going to type in Target because, I mean, it's Target. The kids will always go there. Enter a custom amount, and then that amount is set for that specific store, and they can't spend it anywhere else. And it does let you choose between Target itself and Target.com if they want to do online ordering. And then online gaming, you know, he plays Fortnite. If he wants to buy Fortnite coins or something like that, then he has the option to do that. And then it shows you the spend history as well, which there really shouldn't be anything in here because, like I said, he hasn't used the card yet. Then we go into the savings. Savings is broken down, general savings, and then you can add a category savings. So I added a savings goal for our trip to Disney, and I just added a $100 goal because I felt like that was a good amount that realistically they could save up in the 17 months until we go to Disney. And then we told the kids if they are able to save up the $100 before we go, we'll match it and give them another $100. So they'll have $200 to spend all on their own. The other cool thing I really like about this is that it has parent paid interest. And it actually has an information tab here that kind of explains it. So it's the parent paid interest rate you set for your child's saving and an annual percentage yield. So basically what it is, if they keep that amount in their savings, then they get paid interest on it while it sits in there. So I like that it tells you exactly what it's for, because someone like me who isn't super financially savvy, I didn't know what that was. So I like that it teaches them about interest rates, because I was never taught interest rates as a kid, you know what I mean? So I love that it breaks it down for you, and it gives you the option to also pay them interest so they can learn about that. The interest is funded from the parent's wallet, so you do need to make sure you have money in there. His money sits in savings. He does have to move money either from his spend or his savings into his Disney savings. We've told them for now they have to move it from their spend account because I don't want them messing with this savings. So they just have to kind of move it from their spend account to their savings goal, and then you can add different ones as well. And then the third category is give. This we wrote don't really touch. We told the kids that this is for presents, like if they have a friend that has a birthday, they're responsible for buying the birthday gift, Christmas gifts that they want to buy for each other, which we will give them extra money for that, but they're also going to have to use their giving account. And then just if they want to buy something for somebody just because. And then the last option is the earn. So you can see Braden's, I had the allowance paused because we started with his account and I moved the money into his automatically, and then we let the automatic payment go through for Maddie and Will's because we wanted to see how it worked. So then I just paused his. But it has it broken down for you here, and it will, you can change this. So I have the amount set for $20 every 2 weeks, which is what they get every payday. Now $20 might seem like a lot, or it might not seem like enough. We started out with them getting $1 for how old they were because that was how a friend was doing it, and I quickly realized that giving them $1 for how old they were and then taking $1 or $2 for savings and giving left them with nothing. You can't go to Target and buy anything for $5 anymore. So we upped it to $20 for now, and we're just kind of playing with the amount. It works for us for now. It doesn't pull out too much money from us that we feel it every month. And it's enough for them that they can buy stuff, but they also need to learn that if they want something bigger, like a Lego set, they have to save. So then you can split up the amounts. We have it 60, 20, 20, and that just works for us for right now. Like I said, you can kind of play with it on your own and see how you prefer it, and then it tells you when the next payment is scheduled for, and that it's usually, say, added by 6 a.m. And then you can add extra chores. So you can assign a one-time task for them to complete or a weekly task. And then it gives the options, I believe, to pay them extra. I haven't messed with this yet. We don't really need chore tracking on here. Braden has a gizmo watch from Verizon that has an alarm for his daily tasks. So we don't really need to track it on here yet, but in the future we might decide to use this. Which actually I'll go ahead and just resume that and pay on Friday. So yeah, that's kind of how the app is broken down per child, and it's the same for every child. It's all broken down by kiddo, and then you can mess with it however you need to. So we are really enjoying it so far. You can see here that you can add different profiles, add a parent, add a child. I let Braden download the app on his iPod so that he can get in and track his own stuff. And I haven't actually, I don't think he's used it yet, and I haven't gone in to double check and see how it looks on his iPod. I don't think that he can control things like this through the kid's account. It's really just for him to see his money. So that's what the app looks like. We are really pleased with it so far. Once we start using the cards, I want to do an update on my Instagram and just let you guys know how it's going. So far, I'm loving it though. I'm loving how involved it is because I need that kind of level of involvement with their stuff. I like how it's set up. It pretty much does everything for us. And like I said, we really just needed that debit card option for the kids. So now to talk a little bit about different apps that we have used in the past. This one is called Rooster Money. Now with Rooster Money, or it's just called Rooster, I think. Rooster Money. And that's what the app looks like. You can download it on the App Store on Android or iPhone. And I forgot to take their pictures off here, so we're just gonna go with it. So it kind of breaks it down in the same way. You have the different spend categories, the goals. You can set up to split allowance, their progress, all of that stuff, but it's not physical money. And that was one of the things I'm really bad about having it tracked, but then also remembering to pull out the cash and put it somewhere. So this went on for like 3 or 4 months, tracking money that we weren't actually giving them because it got out of hand and we weren't remembering to pick it. So that's why we kind of moved towards something that had the debit card, because I needed the option to have it actually controlled all around. This is a great option though if you do want them to have cash, because it just kind of tracks it for them and then you can give them the cash to split it up however you want. I believe that you can do like the automatic money too. Yeah, so you can do fortnightly allowance. I'm pretty sure this wasn't an American-based app to begin with, but fortnightly allowance, so that breaks down when it gives it to them, how much it gives to them, where it needs to be added. So it's kind of the exact same thing, just without the money portion of it, which is really helpful. And then of course the kids can download a version of the app themselves to kind of look at and track their own stuff. Braden did have this app downloaded on his phone as well, or his iPod, and I don't think he ever really logged into it because again, we weren't really giving him the money. So before we started using this, we were doing straight cash. So I had made these mason jar. Well, I didn't make the mason jar. I took these mason jars and I just used my label maker and put savings on here. So we were putting their savings in here with their giving and then just giving them the spending cash. And that just wasn't really working for us, because then if I needed $5 and I didn't have cash, I'd get in here and get it and then forget to reimburse it, because it's just life and that happens. So that really didn't work for us. Just having straight cash really didn't work for us. So we moved to something different. So it was from the cash system to the Rooster Money, and then Rooster Money over to Greenlight. So like I said, we're really excited about these. I think they're going to work out really well. I think that the kids are going to like having the responsibility of their own debit cards. I would also like to get to a point where they pull the money off of the savings and put it into a actual savings account to teach them banking and going into a bank and doing it themselves. But that'll come later, probably when they have enough saved up. Like maybe we'll do it every $50, you know, or $60. We'll pull it out and let them go into the bank and deposit it themselves, because I do want them to learn how to deal with banking as well, because that's also really important. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I hope it gave you some ideas on how to use the apps or the cash system for your kids' allowance. I would love to hear how you're doing it, if you're doing it differently. So please let me know down in the comments below. I always, like I've said a million times, love hearing different ideas and hearing how everybody does it. Because parenting is hard and it takes a village, and we have to share ideas to find what works for us. So if you guys use Greenlight, I'd love to hear about that as well. I do have the option to give you a referral link, and it looks like you get $10 if you use that link. So if you decide to sign up, check the description box down below for the link, and it looks like it will give you $10 as well, which is really helpful. And I'd love to know your guys' thoughts, if you're already using it, if you plan on using it, and how it goes for you. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye!